Welcome back to Tavern Tales. This is Riley, the DM again, joined by...
Hello everybody, it's Crew Sale.
And we have a new guest today, Wayne. Wayne, what's your character's name?
I'm Wayne, and my character is also Wayne.
That won't get nearly as confusing as when me is on here.
Oh,
it makes everything hard.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he calls himself me, so then...
Oh.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, at
But
least
it's lots of fun. So
it ends up being most of the time that Riley just calls him Tur, but his character's name, so...
Or Hot Sun, or whatever name he makes up that day.
Yeah.
But, so Wayne is joining us. Wayne has a fantastically fun Kenku monk, which will have lots of good times. Oh, that's gonna get pleasant.
Yeah.
Today we're going back to Foresthome and Tukra. Tukra was rushing out of Jorel. What was his last name? Rockfist?
Yeah,
Jorel Rockfist.
The Rockfist brothers.
They were rushing into the forest to try and deal with some sort of strange, monstrous threat that Jorel had found when he was out scouting, looking around.
Beat him up pretty bad, too.
And he was in some pretty big trouble. Tukra wanted to go look for help, but they had no time. Jorel insisted they had to simply go. But luckily, as they were rushing through, they stumbled upon this strange little bird man, laden down with all sorts of sailing gear, ready to travel on the waves of the faraway lakes. But unfortunately for him, there's no lakes here, only forests and monsters. As you are kind of walking around, just traveling through, you saw these two people rush out of a house. They're coming right towards you, and one of them says, "Can you fight?"
Oh, I can fight.
Well, good. Come with us then, please. We need people who can fight.
I use the power of religion to focus my skills on opponents who might be bigger and stronger than I, Wayne, the Kenku monk.
Well, that's fantastic because there is a big nasty out there. Are you gonna come? Are you gonna come along with us?
I'm not scared. Fear doesn't know me.
Well, fear knows me. I'm happy I've got you alongside me. And he kind of motions along and starts hurrying towards the woods.
Tukra's just following along, but he's just eyeing the Kenku, just very confused. And also, he's had bad experience with birdmen recently, so he's not sure what to think.
Wow. Are you
What is
saying
your
all
name,
birdmen
Trevor?
are alike?
Maybe. Tukra doesn't know.
Birdist.
Yeah.
I think
We're no friends. We're no friends yet.
Nope. No, we are not.
Well, these unlikely companions, are you gonna follow along? Jorel is
He's
tapping his foot impatiently.
No,
he wants to hurry.
If he's moving, Tucker's following. He's watching the Kenku out of the corner of his eye. He's not sure what to think of this yet.
It's been a pretty boring last few months, so I'll accompany you for the adventure.
Cool.
Been pretty much scrounging for muskrats in the forest and getting some worms because that's my favorite food.
He lives a simple monk's life.
There's lots of that stuff in the forest. That's great.
I'm no hermit though, that's for sure.
Nope.
I mean, I can tell you're talking to people. Hermits don't talk to people. They're weirdos. So, you guys are traveling through the forest. Would you like to hurry through the forest? Kind of go as fast as you can. Do you want to go a little bit slower? Sort of talk to Jorel. Tell him we should sneak. We don't want to get caught by surprise if we're bustling through.
Well, Tucker's always one for temperance, but I mean, he doesn't. Usually, Khan is the one promoting the idea of stealth, whereas Kale's usually the one to go barging in. So Tucker's he's thinking, okay, let's just observe and react.
Okay, so are you gonna tell Jorel to slow down, or are you gonna go at his pace?
Well, if Jorel's trying to rush ahead,
Talking to
then
me?
if Jorel's rushing ahead, then Tukra's just going to try and back him up. That's just how Tukra rolls.
Okay. And my Kenku friend, are you gonna rush ahead and hurry on, or are you going to take it a little bit slower, stay behind, keep an eye on these strange guys?
I'm just strolling along. I'm going slow.
Okay. So you're kind of taking your time, a little bit slower. It's forcing Jorel's kind of slowing down so that you can keep up with him. Going a little bit slowly through the forest, kind of taking your time. I'd like you guys to roll a perception check.
Out here, so I'm just going to use this.
Roll a perception check to see if you notice anything funky.
Okay, perception is at a +6 for Tukra. Yay. But he rolls a 3, so that is a 9.
Tucker's gotta be good.
He's got to get good.
Let's see,
Ooh.
what do we get? All right.
We're not doing so hot.
So,
He rolled a crit fail, my friend.
and that's that boy.
Yeah, sorry, Wayne. That's a crit fail on your side, so
Wonderful. So, clearly you guys notice everything that is important to notice around you.
Yep.
And there's nothing that could have possibly escaped your gaze. You guys are just the most observant people of all time.
Wow.
So now I have to make some rolls for a moment. Alright, that's not too bad. And does this fellow know? He's going to roll this way. No, he doesn't notice either. So you guys keep moving along. You're kind of going through this wooded area. All these green circles represent bushes and trees and plant life that's sort of in the way. So you have to weave your way around and in. And let me go here.
Should I be going at any speed or just moving slowly?
I am going to have you set...
Uh-oh.
Out
Snakes!
from the undergrowth, we see a swarm of snakes
Snakes! I don't like snakes.
arise.
They look like worms, but they're not as tasty.
Some might say they're tastier, actually.
Yeah. Snake meat's
I'm no fan of snakes.
Well, they think you're delicious. Actually, I don't know if snakes enjoy... Well,
I would assume they enjoy birds on occasion.
yeah.
All right,
But
so
I feel
now...
like... Does anything actually prey on crow? Like,
There's got to be things that eat crows.
yeah. I know
They're
there's
small birds. Like, things eat birds.
I know there's the expression eat crow, but I'm not exactly sure what that expression
I think
means.
that's a mean thing to say.
Yeah.
It's kind
Crow
of...
tastes bad.
It's basically... eat shit,
Ah.
if I remember.
Oh.
But it's like a slightly more polite way to say it.
Jeez. All right.
Crow.
So, I'm going to have you guys roll initiative, and you guys are surprised for the first round. So that means your turn will come and go, and you can't do anything.
Got it. But now Tucker knows he can heal poison. Or actually...
Oh, come on.
What did I prep for today?
Oh my god, snakes. You gotta do
All right.
better than this.
I'm gonna roll some initiative.
Let me see it.
Dang it.
That's a good initiative.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't
What does
prep
that mean?
protection from poison today.
So, initiative is basically the order that characters will take their
Oh.
turns in combat.
I rolled 17.
So, oh nice. 21 and 17 means you guys are the first two people to go in combat.
After the snakes get their surprise round, right?
The way it works in 5th edition now is that there's a surprised condition instead of a different round.
Okay.
Basically, the condition just means you can't do anything for your first turn.
Oh, okay.
So it's effectively the same, but now you guys both have had a turn.
Okay.
And now you can use reactions, and you can at least use your reaction now to the rest of things happening.
Got it.
But after that, it is then Jorel's turn, and he's also surprised. So you guys are all just kind of going along, and you suddenly hear hiss.
Ah! Snakes!
All around you, snakes slither out of the undergrowth, unnaturally angry and hissing at you. And
Why
one,
are they so angry at us?
there's the the individual snakes are all kind of bright red and black with yellow lines. The dangerous style of yellow lines, so the one that's on...
The coral snake?
There's some mnemonic. It's like
Yeah.
red then black, watch your back.
Yeah.
Black then yellow, they're very mellow or something like that.
Yeah, I know that it's almost like a nursery rhyme.
Yeah. Whichever one is the really dangerous kind, that's the kind you're seeing.
Yeah.
And then there's this big group of snakes that are all kind of writhing on top of each other and swirling around.
Yeah.
That's that big picture with a bunch of snakes on it.
I'm not scared of snakes.
It's...
Tucker can turn into one, so he's not that perturbed.
Yeah, you guys, if they weren't hissing very aggressively and advancing towards you, you might just think you wandered into like a snake's den area. But they seem to be coming at you with ill intentions of biting and wrapping around you.
But they're not that big.
Well, I'm a little ill-intentioned myself, so...
They are all very small. So, let's see.
Swarm of small snakes.
So this guy, and that guy, and that guy, and this guy are all going to move
I'm getting
up.
flanked.
Yeah.
And they are now going to have a series of bites to try and eat you. Alright. First up is Tukra. You're getting bit one time.
Armor class of 13.
They manage to slither around and swerve underneath your legs and rise up and bite you right in the kneecap.
Ow.
Oof. You take 1 piercing damage, and now you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, oh wait, no, I'm not proficient in that. Okay, con saving throw at a
Let's see
plus
that
2.
con save.
Come on, green die, show me some love. Green die, come on.
What do you get total there?
That is a 9 in total.
Alright, you fail our save. So now you take an additional 3 poison damage.
Oh, fun
Whoa.
times. So I'm down to 27 health.
Alright. Next up. Watch out. Watch out, Birdman. You've got 2 bites coming right at you. One from
both
either
sides.
side. Whoo! Well, one of them, your monk-like reflexes allow you to dodge out of the way. You deftly, like, snap your hand down, catch its head right as it's coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you don't notice the bite from behind. So it rises up and catches you right, manages to slither up, and since you're so short, it manages to catch you right in the middle of the back with a critical hit.
Critical hit?
So you take 2 piercing damage and make a Constitution save.
How do I do a Constitution save?
So on your character sheet,
Yep.
there will be a section that says saves. Nope,
Yeah, I
that's
see
the
that.
wrong one. If you click on the Constitution one inside that box, it'll roll your Constitution saving throw.
I see death saves.
Wait, what?
Oh, saving throws.
throws.
Yeah, saving throws. 13.
All right. You succeed on your saving throw to resist the venom that is traveling into your body
Yes.
and take only 2 points of poison damage.
Okay, I'll take that.
So that's 4 points of damage overall. Come on, leave the screen, box. Now Jorel faces off against our terrible, snaky brethren.
Do I need to keep track of my hit points, or do you guys do it?
It should be, you can adjust it on your character sheet.
Yeah.
I'll keep quick notes here as well.
I'm going to adjust it on my sheet.
Alright.
Current hit points. So I was at 27 and I took 4.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I'm 23.
Jorel similarly manages to fend off one snake, but he gets caught right on the... He grasps the snake's head, trying to bite him, seeing how cleverly you managed to do that, but he gets bit right on the wrist by the other one, taking a point of damage, and he is unfortunately unable to resist that deadly poison. And he cries out in pain, scared at the remembrance of the horrible venom he'd been under earlier. Finally, our big swarm of snakes begin to try and engulf our friend Tukra. They move in. They move into the same space, covering up Tukra.
Oh no!
Swirling all around him, and all together they attempt to bite and swarm all over Tukra here. Does a 14 do it for you?
Yep, just manages to beat it.
Alrighty. So you take... This is going to be hurting.
Oh.
So you take 11 points of piercing damage and must make a Constitution saving throw.
I am down to 16.
That's not good.
This might be more snakes than I wanted to
18,
face against you.
18 plus 2, so that's a modified 20.
Alright. You succeed on the saving throw, and thus only take 8, 11... So you only take 5 points of poison damage.
Really wish I had a chance... Well, I need to have prepped it, but also I wish I had protection from poison.
So, we got hurt pretty bad, but now it's back to the top of the round, and that means Wayne gets to go.
You said I took 6 points of poison damage?
5.
5 points, alright, I'm at 11 health.
My strength, my dexterity will prove successful against these snakes.
Yes, yes. So now it is your turn. You have 2 snakes in range there. One is hanging onto your back, one is hanging out right in front of you. What do you want to do?
I don't really know my options, but I'm gonna try to shake them off me.
Okay.
Blast them away.
Alright, so you can make as a monk, you can make a attack with your action, and then you can also make, if you spend a key point, you can make 2 more attacks as well. So you could bash the one away and grab and throw another one, and then move on to attack a third one if you would like.
Definitely want to throw a snake somewhere.
Alright.
And I want to attack one, but I only see 2 around me, though. How can I attack a third?
So while you're attacking, you also have, I believe Kenku have up to 30 feet that they can move.
But his monk movement makes it 40 feet.
Oh, 40 feet. So each of these squares is 5 feet you can move.
Oh, yeah.
And you can move in between any attacks you wish. The only thing to be aware of is when you move outside an enemy's range. So where you are right now on the board, if you were to move there, the snake would get to make a bite as a reaction against you. So he could try and bite you as you're walking away. Okay. But if you manage to take him out before you move, then they won't be able to hurt you.
Yeah, I want to try to do that.
Alright, so make me 2 attack rolls.
Awesome.
Oh, hey. First roll's a crit.
Woo!
Yes.
That's always good. So, now roll 2d6 and add 3 to that amount.
Sorry, 2d4 you mean, or?
Or 2d4, yeah.
7 damage. Or 6 damage. I would take Riley's roll.
Either one works. Well, it's 10 or 9 damage. But either way...
Alright.
I'll take mine. Yeah.
Either way, you take that snake and you just toss it, and it flats against a tree. Completely breaks apart. It is gone.
Yes.
So that is your first attack. So you have... You can make 2 more this turn.
Without using a key?
Using a key, you can make 2 more, or you can just make 1 more without using a key point.
I want to make 1 more.
Okay.
On this guy behind me.
All right. Go ahead and make that roll again.
So just click Monk Fist?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Boom.
Dang, that is another flawless hit. How are you taking out this, or attacking this snake?
Just like this, just how I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Can I literally just rip it in half?
Yeah.
Make a damage roll. That's highly possible.
Okay, so that's just a 1d4?
Yes, 1d4 and then add 3. Alright, 7 damage is enough.
Right. Let's go, baby!
So you snap out your hand, grab it, and just
rip it in half.
Rip it right out. Like its whole spine comes immediately out.
Yeah.
If you want, you can have a nice meal of snake later on.
I do want some snake.
2 snakes down.
We'll see how tasty they are.
Now we move on to Tukra's turn. You are standing in literally the same space as all these swarming snakes underneath you. It's gross. It's not slimy because snakes aren't actually slimy.
Right.
But it feels very weird.
Since he's dealing with animals, Tucker's going to try and find out what's going on first. So he's going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, so you're going to speak with animals, and
Yes.
What are you going to say?
What's wrong, friends? Why are you attacking us? What did we do to deserve this? As he's just... Actually, probably... That last bit would be more says... What did we do to deserve this from you?
So, Tukra is strangely, instead of striking out at all the snakes that are biting him and nipping at him, he's just talking at them, and you hear a roused, more hissing and sounds, and there's an oddly melodic sort of pattern to it. It's like hiss, 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 hiss.
Wow, you know what that means.
That translates to, our master has told us to slay.
Oh. Well then. As a bonus action, he's going to use his wild form to transform himself into a direwolf.
All right. So you have asked them what they're doing, and they've told you they want to kill you, and you're turning into a huge wolf. So this big, burly, kind of slightly gray-skinned guy.
Actually, he's
not gray-skinned. That's right.
He's like dark brownstone with
this
with
real
white
earthy-looking
tattoos.
dude with tattoos. Suddenly, first he talks to the snakes, and then they hiss back at him, and then you can see him sort of contort and kind of shapeshift and shrink down into the size of this big, ferocious-looking wolf.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is Tukra's turn. He ends it with a proud howl at the snakes at his feet as they continue to swarm and writhe on top of him.
I hate the rides.
So now, the snakes actually get to go. I forgot. Jorel did really badly. So our snakes, they see this new threat of the wolf, but they also saw you, or rather more felt you, killing their compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
So one snake comes over towards you and attempts to bite at your shins. He gets a 16 to hit you, which as a monk, I think that will end up hitting you.
Wait, me?
Yes, he's trying to hit you.
No.
Actually,
honor armor defense though.
So 15 total. I don't know why it's not showing that.
It doesn't automatically factor for that for some weird reason.
Okay, yes, he barely manages to get through. You take one hit of poison, or one hit of piercing damage from the fangs, and then save again against the poison.
Okay.
So make that Constitution save.
One thing.
Oof.
One thing that.
That's a nice roll.
Good saving. You take only 2 more points of damage.
Wayne, one thing I think you're really going to appreciate, Wayne, getting to level... What level is it that monks become immune to poison?
I'm going to say 10. Facing the more dangerous seeming threat, our snaky friends advance towards our dire wolf.
You're absolutely correct. 10th level, purity of body.
Both of them are attempting to bite our friend Tukra. Neither of them managed to bite Tukra. There's too many other snakes in the way. They kind of, every time they try and rise up to bite, another snake kind of slithers in the way, and they have to stop their bite before they hurt their friends.
Oh, wow.
Lucky Wolfie gets out untouched.
Woo!
Now Jorel finally gets to move. He's very surprised and scared and doesn't know what to do, but he quickly lashes out at the snakes as best he can. He kind of struggles to whip out his sword, but he finally manages to get it out, and he slices down as hard as he can on one of the snakes right in front of him.
Yes.
Chopping it directly in half. That snake is
deleted.
no more. Gone.
Deleted.
And our swarm of snakes continues to engulf and try to bite down on our friendly neighborhood direwolf. I don't think they're going to be able to
His AC,
occupy him.
Yes.
They have a solid 12 to hit.
AC is at 14.
14. They can't get through the thick tufts of fur and matted disgustingness that comes with direwolves.
Oh.
It's normal. It's like a sloth. They have a symbiotic relationship with the moss that grows in their fur.
Okay. I will take that.
Sloths are weird, man.
Yeah.
And now it is back up to the top of the round. It is Wayne's turn again.
Alright, so I see a snake right behind the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
I also see a swarm over there, and I feel like the swarm is the source of all these snakes, so I want to go straight for the swarm.
Well, be careful.
Take them down.
Be careful with the swarm because that's currently just covering me.
All right. If you want, you can move right up to that swarm and start beating down on it. Hopefully not beating down on the wolf. You definitely think the swarm is a tougher foe than the individual snakes.
Well, I did move up to them.
I mean, you don't have to.
What are their weaknesses? How do I find out?
Let's see, you're a sailor. You don't necessarily know all that much about snakes. But you are a bird man, and I feel like birds prey on snakes. So you might have some sort of natural knowledge about them. You can roll a nature check to see if you know what snakes don't like. All right.
8, 9.
From what your bird brain can remember, you remember that snakes don't like being killed. That's their biggest weakness.
Damn it!
They really are not fans of it.
Of course.
It's so simple now.
Yes. That's awesome. Alright. So these snakes, this swarm of snakes probably has a pretty high defense or whatever, and attack. Probably. How do we take care of these guys?
Rip and tear and rip.
Hit them, peck them.
All right.
Kick them.
All right. I'm gonna do an attack on them.
All right. Show me that monk fist attack.
Boom. Oh yeah.
Whew. Wow.
Yikes.
These
rolled lower than a 20.
Landing.
You haven't rolled lower than a 19 yet. Jeez.
Let's go.
So roll me that 1d4.
Okay. Boom. 1.
All right. So you get a vicious slap in on them. You manage to snap off one snake, just pop it right in the dome. It collapses down, starts like wiggling and writhing, but the swarm continues to cluster and move around on top of our lovely friend Tukra here, the wolf. Would you like to make any bonus attacks this round?
Yes. Yes, I would.
All right. Can go ahead and spend a key point for 2, or just do your bonus action for 1 free one.
So how many key points do I have?
I believe it's a level 4 monk. I want to say it's 5, maybe?
Key points at 4th level of 4.
4, okay.
Actually, it just goes up. He gets an extra... His key points are equal to his level.
Alright, so you've got 4 at the moment.
So, alright, well, I'm going to use one.
Okay, so go ahead and make 2 more attacks for me.
Monk Fist?
Monk Fist.
2 of them, or just 1 right now?
2 of them.
It's going to be terrifying when he gets his extra attack.
There we go, nice. So roll me damage 2 more times.
Wow. Which is D4?
Yep.
Boom. Nice. Ah. Alright, I'm happy.
Add 3 to that, so that's 7 damage in total? Or no, wait, it's 2 separate
7
ones.
damage.
But it's all targeting 1.
1, 1, 3, so that's 5, and then plus 9, so that's 14 damage total. So you fell a couple more snakes. The swarm is kind of thinning out a little bit, but it's still
swarm.
It's still a swarm. It's still active and biting and hissing and going.
There are all different colors and types of snakes in that swarm.
And they're some of them are shaking their tails, making a rattling noise. Some of them are shaking their tails because they think they should have rattles, but they don't.
They want them.
They're like, it's my time. I need to show I'm dangerous. One of them's just like a little tiny garter snake that's like, I'm big, I'm here too. I can totally hurt things. The other snake just kind of humor it.
That little guy.
All right.
He seems like he'd be a good companion.
So now, you can move some more if you like. You still have 15 or 25 feet of movement.
Wow.
Or you could end your turn if you'd like as well.
I am going to back away from the swarm.
Well, if you
back up slightly.
Yes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's okay.
The swarm. It's a swarm. They need to be on top of something to really be able to bite it effectively.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're a cooperative monster.
All right.
Alrighty. So now it is Wolfie Tukra's turn.
Wolfie Tukra is going to do the one thing that Wolfie Tukra can do to attack aggressive enemies, and he's going to bite.
All right. Now, tell me about what is that? Pack tactics or
pack
something?
Tactics.
How does that work exactly?
The wolf has advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and isn't incapacitated. So,
right, so you
the
do
Rockfist
have
brother,
advantage.
Yeah, Jorel being there, he is actually able to start just biting.
Indiscriminately.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, he doesn't have multiple attacks, but yeah. Que sera, sera. But yes, advantage. I could have sworn I had an extra. Yeah. Okay. That's either an 18 plus 5. So that's a 23.
That's going to be a hit right there.
All right. And he is trying to just tear off the snakes that are currently wrapping him.
He's kind of like
yeah,
tearing them, whipping his head about.
Exactly.
Shaking like a dog.
So, let's see here.
Give me that damage.
It's 2d6 plus 3.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
How's Tukra?
All right.
He's currently tearing apart one snake with his direwolf maw,
biting and whipping his head back and forth, kind of savagely shaking these monsters.
That is 7 plus 3, so that's 10 damage.
All right. So the swarm is beginning to thin out. It's getting less thick.
Yes.
There's no more snakes kind of on top of you swarming around, but they're still twisting and writhing at your feet. There's lots of snakes left, but they're looking worse for the wear now. Our last two snake buddies here are both intimidated by that prowess of ripping and tearing snakes apart, so they both go for our friend Jorel.
As they should be.
Swirling forwards. Neither are able to make purchase on the nimble half elf. Kind of fangs going forwards, but just grasping empty air. And again, Jorel, with his sword already out, doesn't have to worry about pulling it out, and he lays about around him, somehow only managing to take out one snake.
What?
But he's gone.
All right.
I should actually... Yes, he is gone. Just had to make sure. And our swarmy brethren, being torn apart and hurt and...
Or swarmy.
Being a little bit scared now of our wolf friend, begin to crawl away from the direwolf, allowing the direwolf an attack of opportunity.
All right. Well, he only has his bite attack, so
hurt.
And he still has pack tactics, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a D12. That was a D12, not a D20. 2 13s, so that's a 13 plus 5 for an 18 to hit.
All right, you do manage to hit.
All right, so 2d6s plus 3. That is 7 damage again, plus 3, so 10 in total.
Be gone, slimy beast.
All right. The crowd of snakes is reduced in size. They're now half as large as they were before.
That's a lot of snakes.
there were a lot of snakes there. And they move on to engulf the feet of our crow friend. They're now they're biting at you, trying to consume and eat and get revenge for all the birds that have eaten snakes in the past.
That's a lot of revenge.
You are so nimble and deft and understand how snakes attack that every single attack they try and make against you simply just does not hit. You kind of dodge and weave and bob your way through all of it.
Maybe some front flips.
Oh yeah, one of the snakes tries to slither up the tree to come flying down and get you from above, but you just slide right past, kick it right down to the ground.
And I take him and I fling him.
And now it is your turn. Let's see it, Wayne. You're now engulfed in in half as many snakes as there were before.
Okay. I'll attack.
All right. How are you doing it?
Monk fist. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Boom.
Not quite as good. You try your best, but unfortunately,
oh no.
You do not manage to take out any of the snakes. They similarly evade your grasp.
Well, my dodging.
Yeah, your footing's just not quite right. Would you like to make any bonus attacks?
Well, I do. I get one free one, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna do my one free bonus attack.
All right, let's see what happens. You are so close. You manage to catch a snake right as it's coming at you, trying to get you.
Yes.
But it slips out of your grasp just as you try to pull it apart.
Slimy beasts.
It's learned from your prior attacks how to evade you best. It's becoming more sentient, more intelligent. If we don't watch out, soon this will take over the government.
Or else they'll become very smart.
And now we move on to Tukra's turn.
Tukra's going to rush. Well, unfortunately, I guess pack tactics doesn't work if it's swarming over my ally, right?
No, it works.
Oh, okay. Tukra will run over, and he is going to... Oh, right, I need to...
There we go.
Thank you. Can I move him now? No, I can't move him now. Dang it.
Am I under the swarm?
Yes, you are like covered up by the swarm.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't know why it's doing it that way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Tukra is going to try and just tear into the little pit of snakes underneath Wayne's feet.
All right, go ahead.
Pack tactics with a bite. 18, nearly a crit.
All right. That will be a hit, of course. So Go right ahead and roll that damage.
2d6 plus 3. Let's give these guys a roll. Not as good as last time. That is a total of 7 damage.
All right. So, you managed to catch a couple snakes in your maw and tear them asunder. The swarm of snakes is much lessened. It's less than half. It's far less than half of when it started. There's only a few snakes remaining, and they begin to disperse and spread out and kind of scatter. You both may make an attack of opportunity, so that just means make a single melee attack.
Okay. Pack tactics.
Which is Monk Fist, right?
Yes, Monk Fist will be
17 plus 5, so that's a 22.
Alright, roll damage.
Okay.
And then Wayne, roll damage as well.
I'll take my 21. Yep, alright.
6 damage from me.
Blast.
Alright, you guys managed to take it to almost entirely clear down the swarm of snakes, but the tiny little garter snake manages to inch its way away, and it attempts to disappear into the underbrush.
Get it!
Grab the snake. Make a perception check to see if you can find where it has disappeared to.
Okay.
Alright, so 18. Crusade, would you like to make a perception check?
Yes, and actually I think... Well, does it have to be... I think direwolves get a boost to perception if it's based off smell or hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Perception +3. Keen hearing and smell. The wolf has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell.
All right, you do have advantage.
Perfect. All right. So, I'm very glad I had that boost. Okay, so that's a 17, and I get +3 to perception. Would I still get my wisdom bonus for that?
Yes, you get your mental stats.
Right. Physical stats get changed up. So he's at a 17 plus 6 for 23.
All right, you both managed to see the garter snake trying to inch its way up and hide in the street.
Okay.
Nice try, garter snake.
Our final snake gets knocked out from Jorel.
All right.
Would you guys like to try and capture the snake, or are you simply going to murder the snake?
Capture.
Capture. Tucker's not... I mean, the snakes were trying to kill him, so he fought back, but this one is just trying to run away, so it's not like he's going to try and hurt it.
All right, so you guys are able to surround and stop the snake. It can't get away. You guys have cut off all its roots. That's a better way to do it. And Tukra, I believe you can still speak to animals.
The spell did not dissipate, I don't think. But I'm still...
Probably should have. It's not concentration, is it?
Can you speak at all while you're a wolf?
I cannot. I don't actually have any languages.
He can only howl and he can understand all spoken, everything that you can normally understand. But he's a wolf.
The duration is 10 minutes.
The snake can't understand him.
And how does it work? Does it say you can communicate? Will you be able to talk to it now as a wolf?
On the plus side, it's also a ritual spell. I forgot that.
Oh, nice.
So actually, back when we were talking with Ferdinand, that would have been helpful. Wouldn't have had to spend a spell slot on that one. But good to know for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration.
Yep. So you can still talk with them.
Awesome.
All right. So what are you gonna ask this snake?
So, I'm going to level with you here. This is a survival of the fittest situation. Are you fit enough to actually survive this scenario through either fleeing or fighting, or are you willing to be the fittest member of your little swarm by actually helping us figure and taking us to your master?
Does the snake understand betrayal? These are the tough questions you got to ask in D&D. Do snakes betray things?
I mean, they eat each other.
They do.
New master. Master. What master want?
Well, I don't think they betrayed their own kind.
They do eat each other.
They do. They will eat each other. They'll also eat their children sometimes. But yeah, so the snake looks at you and, new master. What master? Master here.
Tucker's going to bare his fangs at that.
Why, master? Don't eat me, master.
Don't play coy with me.
Master now. Defeated master now.
Oh. All right.
The snake goes belly up as a sign of sort of submission.
Oh no.
I mean, that's not
good.
super hard for snakes. They just kind of turn a little bit.
Yeah. Tukra will say, take us to your old master.
Yes, master, I will, master. Follow, master.
And when it says follow, he goes down and gently grabs the snake in his mouth to carry it.
Okay. The snake says, "This way, master," and sort of points itself forwards.
All right.
So Wayne, you hear. That's
all I hear. I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
And I barely know you, so I don't even know you can talk to. But I understand that you are talking to the snake.
Yeah, they're clearly communicating, but then the wolf just picks up the snake, and the snake sort of reaches forwards as if it's pointing, and that's a vision right there.
Yeah.
Of what the snake is telling the dire wolf and how it involves me. I'm very wary.
All right. Jorel is also wary of the snake, considering you guys were just being attacked by the snake.
Yes.
And now it seems to be pointing you in a direction. But
Yes.
Jorel kind of looks at you. He can sense your apprehension, and says, "We can trust. We can trust the wolf.
Yes, we can
Tukra is
trust
a
you.
good man." What was that?
Yes, but can I trust you?
You can't. You came along with us. If
I'm still coming, but cautiously.
Okay.
Cautiously.
I agree. I think we should continue, but if it seems even for a moment like this snake is leading us astray,
Mm-hmm.
Tukra, I want you to crunch him.
Crunch.
All right.
So
I'm really surprised, actually. I have not taken any damage since transforming into a wolf. I thought I might have to use my combat wild shape to be able to gain back health.
heal up. Yeah, wild shaping is always a good call. So now, important question: how long does wild shape last?
It is equivalent to half my druid level, so 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. 1 moment here. Okay. So that is plenty of time. The snake sort of guides and points and leads you along through this forest trail. Sometimes it tries to take you through weird like small places, or tries to point down to clearly what must be some kind of warren underneath that the snakes use. But it all follows roughly the path Jorel remembers taking, so it does seem to be that he is taking you in to the correct place.
Okay.
As you guys travel, you can hear ambiently. There's not many birds and other critters and things around. It seems like snakes have taken over this area. More and more you hear just sort of hissing and slithering sounds around you. But nothing else comes to attack you, as you're being guided by this teensy little garter snake friend. He's hissing out some sort of pattern signal to the other snakes.
Huh.
That sounds to Tukra like,
Yeah.
Master, Master, Master. After about an hour more of travel, it had been a while walking through the forest originally. You come to see, off in the distance a little bit, this strange kind of crystalline, obsidian-looking black dome.
Huh.
Whoa.
That rises up out of the forest. There are big sort of trees pushed over near the edge of it. You can see logs and things fall into the ground. There you go. Let me get a little bigger. And there's a large kind of gateway to it. As you go there, you can't see inside. All light seems to be completely blocked off. There's a little bit you can see into the entrance, but it turns black as night once you go a little bit further than that.
What's in there?
Tukra would like to make a perception check. Smell.
You don't even need. Actually, yeah. Go ahead and make the check.
All right. I have advantage on that, right?
Yes, you will have advantage to see what you can smell there.
Oh, a 19. All right, 19 plus 6 for 25.
All right, you smell some very strange, conflicting smells. There's the almost scentless, weird aroma of snakes, very strongly in there, and alongside you can smell kind of a mothball-y, old sort of smell.
Huh.
The smell of webs and cocoon.
Webs.
As well as rotting leaves and sort of the sweet, sickly smell of death.
So Tukra is currently hating his superior direwolf nose because that's a lot of smell.
It's gross in there.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's very unpleasant smelling.
Yeah.
As you're there, as you get closer to it, you can see Jorel is sort of stiffening up. He's clearly afraid, and he says, "This is where that monster bit me, and I nearly died."
All right, Tukra's not really the most comfy, cozy kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he has learned to be a bit more fatherly. So he's actually going to, seeing Jorel's distress, he's going to try and just bump up against
He's
him.
gonna, like, therapy direwolf him a little
Yeah,
bit.
direwolf, just bump up and go, "Aww," looking up at him with the snake in his mouth.
With the snake in his mouth, so it's like,
It's like, no, you know how dogs, they just have that whimper that it just comes from the throat? It's like,
yeah, okay. So you're kind of comforting him a little bit. He looks appreciatingly at you. Do you guys want to go in?
How long has it been since Tukra activated his wild form?
You've probably got You've got long enough that if there were a fight, you would last through the fight, most likely.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, Tukra will... I'm loath to expend wild form with before its time has run out, if I can help it. Especially since I don't actually start gaining wild form uses until I don't even know when.
Okay.
Actually,
wild
I can
forces.
No, wild form. It's a special druid ability.
It's what lets him transform into different animals, like the wolf he's in right now.
But I only get
It's
2.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think I only get 2 uses a day.
2 uses, I think, maybe a long rest.
Yeah, per long rest. Yeah, and then but I'm trying to remember. Okay, combat wild shape. Circle forms. Sorry, 6th level, you can transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as your druid level divided by 3 rounded down. That's not what I was looking for.
It should just be in the
Oh, yeah.
druid stuff.
Let's see. Wild shape cantrips. No. It just says 2 uses a day.
Yeah, you only get 2.
Alright, at least until I get to Archdruid and can use wild shape for an unlimited number of times. But that is level
That's
20.
a long way away.
Yeah. Not even a quarter of the way there yet. I'm a fifth of the way there. So Tukra is going to use his stealth. Actually, direwolves have a bonus to stealth
He's
of
gonna try
+4.
and sneak in.
Yeah, so he's just...
Ooh, I've got some stealth too, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got good stealth.
And Jorel's a ranger, so I would guess his stealth isn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than forcing Jorel to go in,
Mm-hmm.
Tucker's going to take point. He's going to go... He's going to try and put the snake in Jorel's hands.
Yeah.
Just spit it out. But he doesn't want the... He's not dumb enough to let the snake try and slither away if he can help it, so he's just going to try and gingerly hand the snake to Jorel and sort of try to communicate non-verbally that he doesn't want the snake to get away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jorel's also shown himself to be very intelligent in
Yes, he's
in,
quite clever.
Yeah, in combat tactics as well. So I'm guessing he'd recognize that letting a potential double agent get away is not really the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to leave the snake there.
Okay.
And then he's going to start moving into the area.
So now I have an important question. Do direwolves have any dark vision or anything like that?
Not that I think of. No, I don't.
So do you have any source of light? Because the only illuminated area is...
Well, I was hoping to rely on my sense of smell and hearing to be able to perceive.
Do I have any torches? No, I think that's in the dungeon pack.
You do have...
Usually, most of the packs come with
you have
some number of torches.
You have 10 torches and a tinderbox. So you could actually light a torch.
Tinderbox. Mm-hmm. I don't know how the fire is going to create a ruckus. I wish I had some sort of light spell.
So that's about as far in as... That yellow box is about as far in as you can see.
Okay,
Wow.
and direwolves... One second here, sorry. Direwolves...
We need light in here. We can't just go in.
Yeah, you need some way of being able to
I
see.
do not have dark vision, unfortunately, but I do have keen hearing and smell.
Okay.
I don't know how many...
How do I want that to work there? Okay, you'll be able to navigate 2 things, but you wouldn't be able to navigate around objects. So like if there were pillars or rocks or holes in the ground, you wouldn't know about them, but you would be able to move towards and away from things that emanate smells and stuff like that.
And you know what? You did mention that there were webs in there?
Yes, you could smell kind
There are
of
some webs.
webby stuffs. They smelled the furthest away.
This might be a dumb move. I don't know. Same level. Boost to stealth.
Ooh, I think we might see another kind of animal coming out here.
Yeah.
Oh
A
my
first,
gosh.
actually, for the series. Tucker's actually going to revert quickly to his bipedal form, to his Goliath form. And before anything else goes on, he's going to try and... Okay, I am going to have Tukra cast Goodberry, first and foremost.
So you're going to make some healing berries pop out of the
Oh,
ground.
nice.
Yep.
So
You sharing those?
Yep, just healing everybody up, myself included. Or let's see here. How much does Goodberry...
Tukra whispers a few strange-sounding words to a little seed in his palm, and then he pops it in the ground. And immediately this little bush kind of flourishes up and has...
It generates, let's see
That's
here.
amazing.
A creature can use... Okay, up to 10 berries appear in your hand are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can use its action to eat one berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
So this bush flourishes up and appears, and there are 10 wonderful, just tiny little, like, blueberry-sized, dark purple, perfectly shaped orbs of incredible berryness
Are they
on the
tasty?
bush.
Yes.
Oh, they're the best tasting thing you've ever eaten.
So... those 10 berries, just consume as many as you need to top your health off, and anything left over Tucker will eat, because he's not planning to stay in his Goliath form.
My dinner of worms this morning would like to argue with that, but whatever.
Oh, but to you, these taste like the best worms you've ever had. They change flavor like spice from Dune.
That's amazing.
Every time you have them, they'll be a little bit different.
So Wayne, what is your current health?
I'm 20, I think.
Okay, so if you want to eat 7 of those... And how much damage did Jorel take?
Jorel took a little bit of damage. He tells you to go ahead and have them. He doesn't need them.
Well, Tucker took a lot of damage in that fight, so he's going to go up to 14, and Wayne is back up to full health.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, part of Goodberry is they taste like what the first person to eat them tastes like.
Oh.
So for you, they taste like these really juicy, plump worms.
He's eaten worse.
All right, Tucker's happy for it.
Yeah.
See, the taste for food is very important.
It is.
Very important.
All right, so
we're in a cavern.
we can see this. We can see this tiny little yellow box here of area.
Tucker's
Tucker had a plan. He was going to do something. What's he doing?
He gave out the good berries, and now Tucker's going to cast Barkskin on Wayne.
What does that do?
It boosts your AC up to 16.
I think his AC is 16
Oh.
currently.
Then, you know what? Just write that, reverse it.
Yeah, his AC is 16 total.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, AC of 16. So you know what? Let's skip on the Barkskin. Instead, he will cast... Where is Guidance?
You're going to give somebody 1d4 to ability rolls?
Yes. I'm going to cast Guidance on... We're planning on letting Jorel just stay back as support for now, I think.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Guidance on Wayne.
Okay.
It is concentration, but I'm not planning to actually engage. This is more just trying to figure out what's going on in there before we decide what to do.
Okay.
So, Tukra is going to use his second wild shape and transform into a giant spider.
So, before you saw this dark brown skinned man kind of shudder and shake and twist and turn, and he went down on all fours and grew all that fur out to become some kind of dire wolf. This time, kind of limbs burst out of his sides, and his kind of legs merge together into this bulbous back part, and he becomes a kind of giant tarantula-esque dark brown huge spider.
I like the
tarantula. I'm not a huge fan of spiders,
but like this one is about as big as a horse.
Yep,
I can imagine. So it's not as scary, honestly.
I mean, yes and
I'm more
no.
scared of tiny ones.
Okay. Well, the tiny ones have the
Yeah.
most venom.
But this one's like actually big enough that it could eat you.
That is true.
Like Aragog?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge.
Let's see.
He takes up like a 10. I believe he's a large creature, so he takes up a 10-foot space.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a...
Yeah, so from leg to
large
leg
beast.
to leg, he's 10 feet across.
Yep.
Wow.
But the advantage to being a giant spider is that I have natural armor of 14. My hit points shift from 37 to 26, so that's not as great. But that's fine. That's still more than... that's a little bit less than Tukra normally has, but he does get the benefit of having stealth plus 7, blind sight of 10 feet, dark vision of 60 feet, and passive perception 10, plus spider climb, web sense, and web walker.
There we go.
Also, he has... Right, and also I can my actions include bite and web.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually, let's see, hit. The target is restrained by webbing. As an action, the restrained target can make a DC 12 strength check, bursting the webbing on a success. The webbing can also be attacked and destroyed. AC 10, HP 5, vulnerability to fire damage, immunity to bludgeoning, poison, and psychic damage. Aha.
So now, what condition does that give? Does that give restrained or...
Restrained.
Okay.
It says recharge 5 to 6.
So that means on each of your turns, you'll roll a d6, and if you roll a 5 or a 6, you'll be able to use that ability again.
Got it.
If not, you can't use it.
Okay. Also, I have a bite. Oh!
Whoa, you're huge, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very large.
I also have a bite action, which, let's see here. It's a plus 5 to hit. On a hit, it's a 1d8 plus 3 piercing damage, and the target must make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw, taking 9 or 2d8 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Yeah. Plus, if the poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points, the target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour and paralyzed while poisoned in this way.
Good lord.
I like being a giant spider.
All right, you might be using that one more.
Yeah. Well, I do like the direwolf pack tactics because advantage is nice. Also for tracking. Okay, so Tukra's going to go in, and thanks to his dark vision, he can actually start seeing what's going on in here.
Oh, that's
You
also
get dark vision. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the most important part.
But yeah, well, I have blind sight and dark vision.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't benefit. Attack rolls. Okay, so that's what that one is. Let me just pop that out real quick. Go here. So, since you have dark vision up to, what's the distance it says on there?
60 feet.
60 feet. Alright, so that means you can dimly see up to this area. Alright, you get to see the whole
Oh, wow.
shebang.
Nice. But unfortunately, I can't communicate what's in there to you.
Oh. Oh, shit.
So,
Snake Lord.
on top, so that circle in there is more of this same kind of obsidian glass sort of stuff that the big spire is made out of, and is a big pit in the ground. You can't see down into it.
Okay.
And let me just cover that baby up again. Hiya! It's gone.
So that's what.
There's like a dome covering it. You can't
So we
see
don't know
into
about the
it.
Snake
You don't
Lord
know
yet.
about the Snake Lord yet. Tukra, you can see this sort of weird, almost this kind of opaque, slightly transparent, chitinous sort of insect body left behind. It's very large. It's got big black wings.
All right.
It's glistening faintly in the darkness. And you can see little bits and tendrils of something kind of wafting up and out of the big hole in its back. It looks a lot like imagine if a moth had to shed its skin.
Okay.
That's kind of what it looks like. And then in the back are 3 big person-sized cocoons of wrapped webbing and stuff.
All right. Tukra is going to try and stealthily move around to the cocoons.
All right, give me a stealth roll.
Stealth is at a +7. I like being a giant spider.
Go ahead.
That is a 16.
All right, now how would you like to move? Direct me.
Tukra is going to move around the. He's wary of the center pit, so
Okay.
I'm guessing obsidian's kind of hard to climb on. So if he could, he would actually just climb along the wall.
Climb along the sidewall like this?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And where do you want to stop?
At the first cocoon on the far left cocoon of the three.
That guy there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are filled with what we think is baby spiders, baby snakes.
It might be filled with a person.
Three.
Could be
So
anything.
Jorel was coming out in this direction to investigate because three people have gone missing in town and nobody's
Oh, my
seen them
goodness.
for a few days.
Oh, I did not know that.
We didn't really have time to brief you on that.
Yeah, you were kind of new in town. We hadn't realized you hadn't known what was happening. You just kind of got pulled along with these two guys rushing, saying we need help.
Do we
That's
want?
kinda-
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Do we want it to be that he actually was coming to talk to trying to find the outcast? He actually got our flyer.
Oh yeah, totally. That's why he was in town.
Wayne, do you
You
want
got
that?
a recruitment letter from
I'm down.
your guild
All right.
saying,
Oh,
"Please,
down.
we've heard of you. You seem awesome. Please come hang out with us."
My sailing adventures.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess this is
that's-
this is his initiation.
That's great. I love the idea of you being like a Kenku sailor. So you haven't actually had any big grand sailing adventures, but you mimic
Yeah.
and tell old sailors like sailing stories all the
Yeah, I
time.
like
All
that.
right, I'm down.
All right. So Tukra is going to tentatively attempt to pry open this cocoon.
Okay.
He's really hoping that whoever is inside is asleep or knocked out, because otherwise he's pretty sure that his gigantic tarantula form is going to terrify this person.
That's very highly likely. I need to make a couple rolls. Give me a moment.
What are you rolling for?
I gotta see what happened to the person inside the cocoon.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Okay, thank God. Oh crap. Why?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's very... Well, you got very fortunate in one sense of the word. So, you also are slightly unfortunate in another sense of the word.
Well, there are two
So
words.
you guys can't see... So Jorel and Wayne are not able to see you at the moment.
No, we can't see anything.
Can't see anything that's happening. And you've snuck so they don't know where you are. Well, that's great. So make a dexterity check for me to unravel. And since
Okay.
you're a spider, make it at advantage.
Thank you.
You're kind of like unraveling this web.
Right, so that's at a +3. Double 19s. I will take it.
All right, so you manage to carefully sort of unweave and unravel the thread and silk and sort of silk cocoon all around this person.
How much does spider silk go for on the market?
This is not spider silk.
Oh.
It's a very unique and different kind of silky thing. It seems like a very fine kind of thread.
Huh.
So definitely would be useful for making materials, ropes, anything like that.
Tucker might just have to carry that out with him.
As you've unwrapped sort of the top area, you've got a big spool of it around one of your thingies or
Appendages.
that's it, yeah. And you can see the person inside is kind of held up and suspended. It's a young girl. You haven't seen her or met her before. And she is breathing. You can tell she's alive. She's very pale. She looks slightly emaciated. Like she must have been here wrapped up for a few days.
All right.
But nothing seems to be wrong with her. Unfortunately, while you're doing this, you suddenly hear a kind of crackling noise of sort of almost like plastics being rubbed together.
Uh-oh.
This weird sort of creaking, squeaking noise, and a quiet flapping of wings. And from behind, you are struck by
What?
That black mothy thing that was on the ground.
Oh, that thing was... I thought that was just a shell. Or that was a discarded shell.
It is a discarded shell.
Oh.
And, alright, not too bad, not too bad.
Okay.
You take 6 points of damage, and now I'd like you to roll initiative. Wayne, out in the light,
Yes.
you don't know what's going on, but you suddenly
hear some things that...
You hear this, like, flapping move. You hear movement in there, and then you hear kind of a arachnid sort of noise as he gets hit in the back.
That's a 3 + 3 for 6 on initiative.
6 initiative.
Do I roll?
Yes, go ahead and roll initiative.
Boom.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get 5.
Woo!
That's pretty nice, right? No, it's really bad.
Yeah, that's
not
really bad.
Great.
You're going after me, and I rolled really low.
So,
Oh, no.
Well, you actually rolled a crit fail, but your +4 dex actually boosted your initiative to 5.
6.
Wow, so I rolled a 1.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And what's his face? Not too bad. Alright, so our bug man is first up. Or rather, our bug shell.
So I'm not a part of this.
Currently, you have just heard noises. That's all that you know is happening.
Okay.
You do, well, the problem is that Tukra was trying to keep quiet but I guess now that's kind of out the window.
And you're not even sure exactly where inside the place Tukra is, because all you do is you hear a sound from across this big empty room. So you know something's happening, but you don't know where it is, you don't know what it is.
No clue.
And now we get to see the rest of this insect sort of monstery thing's attacks. He strikes at you again with one of his kind of razor-sharp claw appendages trying to rend right into your back.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, your kind of exterior shell is strong enough to resist it. It just kind of hits and slides off.
All right.
But it has now mounted on top of your back, and it bites down as strong as it can with these kind of vicious fangs and claws, mandible pieces up at the top.
Lovely.
And that sinks right into your back. For 6 points of damage,
right.
And you now have a Constitution save to make.
I'm down to 14. Con save. Physicals on Giant Spider, that's at a +1. That's a 17.
All right. So you manage to resist the
Nice.
bulk of the poison that was injected into your back. Also, do you have resistance to poison as a spider?
It doesn't list any poison resistances.
Okay, so you don't. So you only take 4 points of poison damage.
So I'm down to 10 health.
But luckily, our Birdman's turn is done. Or, not Birdman, our Mothman's turn is done, and we move over to Jorel, who reaches back into his pack and pulls out and lights a torch, creating an illuminating glow. And
Good
he
stuff.
advances in. Torches, I think, are bright light 30, dim light 60.
Sounds about right.
Something like that. So the whole area is illuminated. You can see brightly. Yes.
It's actually not that big of an area, is it?
No, it's not too big. You can see as though it were like daylight out to... That's really dim. Bright light out to that yellow box, and then past that, it's a little hard to see. You can make out what's happening, but it's a little weird.
What does that affect?
That is...
Maybe some range attacks?
Yeah, that's just how well you can see. Like, can you actually make out where the things are? If you're in an area where you can only see dimly, you might have disadvantage depending on what you're doing. And now, Jorel kind of moves up a little bit. Our box moves along with him. Nope, not that box, that box. Letting you see even further.
Great.
Now you see our giant spider friend.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Come on. This way. There you go. with a shiny black kind of thing perched on his back, biting deeply into him. The light kind of reflects off in an oily, almost opalescent manner.
Oh.
And on the back, you can see kind of this pitch black inside part where it looks like the insect must have burst out of this older skin. And there's these little wisps and pieces of some black material sort of drifting up and evaporating into the air around him, or around it. So that is that. Jorel lit his torch and moved up, and that is his turn. So now it is Tukra's time to act. What would Tukra like to do?
So this thing is currently grappling Tukra, or would he be able to...
It is not grappling you. It's simply, like, perched on back of you.
So would I be able to web it?
You could try.
It's a ranged attack, so I wasn't sure.
You would be at disadvantage to do it, but you could try doing it.
When I get back to... Okay. I guess I could try and bite it. I hope this thing doesn't have too much HP. Tukra's going to attempt to bite it.
Okay,
Just
go ahead.
Scrabbling back and trying to roll it off. But that bite is at a +5 to hit. No advantage, unfortunately. I don't know, orange die. I don't know if I trust you. Can't trust the green die either. That's at a 13.
That is... You aren't quite able to kind of maneuver yourself around. It sort of stays and sticks behind you.
Okay.
You don't manage to hurt it.
As a bonus action, I'm going to use one of my level 2 spell slots to use my combat wild shape.
Okay.
That lets me roll 2d8 and regain hit points.
Nice. Healing up in the midst of things.
Kind of need it. 1 and 2. Woo! 13 hit points back.
There we go.
All right.
That brings you up to almost full again, right?
Indeed. Back up to 23 out of 26.
There we go.
Alright, but he's still engaged with the beastie, so he can't he can't get away without taking damage, so I will defer to you, Wayne.
Alright, go ahead, Wayne.
I'm going in.
Alright, where would you like to go?
What happened with the little gutter snake, by the way?
He's right there.
He got dropped on the floor as soon as Jorel heard that sound.
Dang it!
Well, don't worry, you're its master right now.
Okay. But...
Alright, so are you still being hurt by the moth thing?
The moth thing is still on my back and is still trying to turn me into its next meal.
I'm going for that then. Can I get over there? I'm thinking I get over there this turn.
Well, you can move 40 feet, so you might be able to.
8, right?
I
think I can make it.
Not the right
Oh, wow,
spot.
yeah, I can.
You can get right next to it or right on it.
Let's do it. I want to go behind it. Can I? Right? Boom.
Yeah, you can get like right there.
You gotta love that unarmored movement.
Alright, you are right behind it. It does not notice you at all. It is entirely focused on Tukra.
Perfect.
You can see on Tukra's...
I'm try to smack it with a little fist.
Alright. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Boom.
That is a hit.
Yeah, it is.
You catch it right in the...
Now 1d4.
Right in the abdomen. Go right ahead, 1d4.
Oh, come on, man.
Every time.
He's very precise, but his weak little Kenku arms just can't get a lot of oomph behind it.
Alright, so that is 4 points of damage.
Actually, no, that's not fair. 4 points of damage is still a lot of oomph to a punch.
Yeah. Would you like to make any bonus attacks?
Sorry, isn't it 5 damage?
Oh, that's right. Your dex went up 5. Pew pew. So, would you like to make any bonus attacks? Try to push it down, grab it, knock it up in the air. Bring it home to meet the parents.
What?
I found that joke funny.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Boom. Boom, baby.
Ooh,
let's go.
Nice.
I'm rolling right now.
Alright, go for damage again. 1d4.
Alright, let's hope it's not a 1. All right.
Not
Let's
bad.
go.
Yeah, you do still have those
All
monk
right.
abilities. Well,
13 damage total.
I guess you are saving your key though for when you might really need it. So that's good planning.
All right, so you can burn a key point if you want to make another attack, or if you want to add one of those extra effects to your attack, or we can call it a turn.
Extra specs.
Yeah, you can either. That's that thing I put in at the very start, where you can spend a key point to make it do a dex check to get or be knocked down to the ground. You can make it do a strength saving throw, and push it away.
Well, that's when
Or you can make it so it can't do a reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, the dex check is going to be pretty safe because I've got great dexterity.
Well, it's based on the creature's dexterity.
All right. Sure, I'll try to stop it from having a reaction.
Okay.
No, I want to hurt it more.
When you do these, I think you
need to use flurry of blows to be able to actually.
So you'll be doing your extra attack as well. Okay. So your third extra attack, along with doing one of these abilities.
All right. Well then, I'll do the one that stops the reaction, and I'll do an attack.
All right, go for it.
Just another monk fist.
Yep.
Okay. All right. It's all right. It's not great.
So that
Still
is
pretty good. No hit.
6. So that's a 14. That is not quite a hit. You slam your fist forwards and attempt to get the same spot you did before, but it kind of waggles itself out of the way. And now, I also actually need...
Wait, isn't that one of his... Didn't one of his flurry of blows hit, though?
Yes, his first one hit. So he's going to get the no reaction, but the next attack's not hitting.
Right. Okay.
I also need you guys to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay, at a +3. That's a 16.
All right.
Okay, boom.
All right. So both of you, when you first manage to strike the insect, this kind of splash of this black inky substance busts out in sort of a spray of mist around, and you manage to kind of react in time and duck down underneath it to avoid getting covered in this substance. And Tukra, you manage to... It kind of comes bursting out of the wound on the back when he strikes it, so it doesn't actually land on you. But when each time you hit it, that kind of burst of stuff comes out, and it's weird. It's this weird sticky kind of syrupy black liquid. Right. And you notice on the ground where it does get hit, it starts to do that same sort of
smoking
dissolving,
effect?
Smoking out into the air, disappearing kind of over time.
Those are some very interesting scales it has.
Yep. And we are back up to the bugs time. My bug friend.
Yes. He's dead.
What does he do? He does... Sure, let's do that. He kind of pops up into the air and flaps his wings a couple times in a small sort of preparing motion, and then pushes as hard as he can, making this sort of big wall of air pushing out from him. I need you guys both to make a dexterity save again.
All right.
A
lot of dex saves.
Boom.
12 plus 3 for 15.
Got 19.
Right. So you guys both managed to save against the damaging elements of this wave. So kind of the wall doesn't hurt you as you sort of push back and let it carry you a little bit. But you are pushed both 5 feet away. So you get, Tukra, pushed right up into that kind of cocoon thing, right up against the wall.
Oh no.
And you, Wayne, are pushed 5 feet straight back.
I actually don't mind that too much.
And then our bug friend advances straight towards Tukra again.
Oh shit.
Stop going forwards.
That I do mind.
And it kind of goes directly forwards towards you. And that is its turn there. Now we go back to Jorel. Jorel calls out and says, and he calls out to Tukra saying, "That's the beast that attacked me before. It can't see. It doesn't have eyes. It can only see what moves near it.
Huh.
So basically, if you're close, it can see you. It knows where you are. But if you are not close to it, it has no idea where you are. It can't. It literally can't know." And he pulls out a little short bow and takes a shot at it. Let's see how he does.
Okay.
Oh, he does terribly. He's not doing good today. He's just very shaken and scared and confused. Yeah, that's what happens. So he's pulling back his arrow to take the shot, but he then notices the young girl trapped in the cocoon for the first time. He can see her now that he's moved a little closer, and he's shocked. That's one of the people he'd been going to see. These cocoons must be where they are, and that's just enough to kind of make his aim go awry, and he can't quite reach anymore. And now we move along to Tukra.
Alright.
Alright, Tukra, do I have disadvantage now on trying to hit it with web? Or since it's off my back?
Sure, we'll say you have normal hits on it.
Alright, Orange Die, let's see if you're actually willing to be nice. I'm going to try and attack with web.
Okay.
And it would be next turn that I have to roll a 5 or 6 to be able to reuse it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not Spider-Man. Oh.
Sorry.
Alright, so Spider-Man spiders the wrong way and just like he hits the ground next to it. It's a very impressive bunch of web, but all it makes is a little stepping stool up next to the bug.
Thwip.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man in Suburbia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or when he's first trying to figure out his web shooters.
So that's what we got. That's what we got going on. Do you have anything else you'd like to do during your turn?
No, I mean, there's not much else I can do. Unfortunately, druids are not known for having multiple actions in a turn.
Okay.
So I mean, I could heal myself more, but not really much point to that. I think if anything, Tukra would try and take a defensive stance between the moth and the cocoons, if there's any way to position myself between, because he's getting the sense that these people are being almost. It's not like it's actually drinking their blood, but it is almost exsanguinating them in a way. It's draining them some way.
Suffering.
They're
being
suffering.
drained in some element. Yeah, so you can kind of put yourself here, and that's sort of in the way.
Yeah.
All right. Now
this giant hairy tarantula. It's almost like having a Bernese Mountain Dog if it had 8 legs and fangs.
Oh, God.
It's like that. It's like that dog with the perfect mechanically generated spider. Have you ever seen?
Oh yeah, that thing's terrifying looking. It's so gross.
Yeah, but so well done.
All right, so now it is Wayne's turn again.
Okay. So I want to move up to it first because this thing's almost dead, right?
You are not sure how healthy it is.
Okay.
Large insects actually are surprisingly durable, unlike in Pokemon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else I should be doing besides just straight attacking it over and over?
Oh no, take that thing down.
All
it tried to bite my back.
Go right.
And I succeeded in biting my back.
Your back.
We go right there. I'm gonna monk fist. Ready?
All right, let's see it. All right, that's a hit.
Nice.
Roll that damage.
Okay. Let's go.
Huh.
All right.
Solid.
I'm talking about.
All right,
so that's cool.
So are you doing your flurry of blows to do extra damage?
Sorry?
Are you doing your flurry of blows, do extra attacks?
I'm gonna do flurry.
All right. Let's just use your first attacks there since you already rolled 2.
All right. And what
so
extra?
That's a hit and a crit. So
nice.
roll 3d4.
Dang.
And then add 12, and then add 8 to that.
I think this guy might be going down, to be honest. Oh.
All right. I mean, that's still 13 more damage.
All right, I'm down.
So you kind of you wail and you wail and you wail on it, and it just
Also,
erupts in this big mass of this inky black stuff.
Also, what's the other effect you want to have your flurry of blows do?
Oh yeah, do you want to knock it to the ground?
There are 3 of them, right?
Yeah, you can make it. You can try to knock it down to the ground, make it fall prone. You can push it away, or you can make it not able to react to stuff.
I'll do the prone thing.
All right.
All right.
So I just imagine he gets in 1 punch, 2 punch, and then he jumps up and does a karate chop down on it to try and knock it to the ground.
You do like your 1-2 combo, and then you hop up high in the air using that web like stepping stool. Dual fists over the head and crashing right down on its spiky mandibles.
Boom.
And it slams down to the ground, stops for a moment, like it lands on its feet and just holds right underneath you, and then slowly crumbles down to the ground, and sort of the carapace begins to break apart and shatter.
I killed it?
You've killed it, and on the ground there's now this big pool of this inky black stuff.
No, it's all over my feet.
It's all over your feet, and it is something that Tukra recognizes now that he sees it out on the ground. This is shadow sap. This is the stuff that sometimes is left behind when a fey creature dies.
Oh, I kind of need
shadow sap. Sap like from a tree.
I kind of need that.
If you would like to try and collect it, it would be very difficult to do as a spider.
Tukra doesn't have containers for it, so he's actually going to try and go over to Jorel and tap him and try and non-verbally indicate, can you get this?
Can you pick it up?
Yeah.
All right, Jorel will try. He is not able to collect very much of it before it evaporates away.
That's fine.
He does manage to get some of it into a little glass vial, but it also seems like it doesn't want to go into the glass.
Huh.
Like it's actively resisting going in.
All right.
Okay.
But you do manage to get one little stoppered vial of it.
Some is better than none. I'm guessing I need to find some proper container for this stuff. Maybe just bring the lantern along to fill it up.
That would be a good guess. So that guy is gone.
Actually, Tukra usually leaves the lantern behind because he doesn't want to upset the Fae.
Yeah, I was going to say, he probably doesn't take that stuff with him.
Okay.
You got yourself there. Jorel is over here with you. So now you are left with a couple things here. You have a young girl trapped inside this cocoon.
Oh no.
You have 2 more cocoons that are still completely full. You haven't unraveled them or anything.
Okay.
And you have this big black glass kind of dome in the middle.
I thought you said it was a pit.
It is a pit, but you guys can't see into it. Oh, you can't see through it. Okay. There's the big dome there.
Okay, sorry.
And
Tukra is going to go and he's going to try and unravel the other 2.
Was that 2 or 3 rounds we had there?
That was 3 rounds, I believe.
3 rounds. Okay. All right. You guys have.
All right.
So, what do you want to do?
Tucker's going to try and unravel the other 2.
Okay.
Should I do dex saves?
Go ahead and there's nothing unless you want to try and do it in a hurry. There's nothing.
No, he wanted
time to take sensitive right now.
He wanted to take his time because also if that material seems like it could be good for something, he doesn't want to end up damaging it.
All right, and you want to start working on one of the other ones. You don't want to finish unwrapping the girl.
Oh, she's not finished. No, I would unwrap the girl.
You only made it to about her head and shoulders. You can help him sort of spool the thread and unwrap it.
Yeah, I would unwrap the girl first.
All right, so you guys go ahead and unwrap her, and Jorel kind of takes her and lays her down, and she's unconscious on the ground. She's breathing, but is not in good condition.
All right. Oh no. Well, she's been drained.
Jorel says or suggests that he will take her back. He'll take her to town to go get help now. If you guys want to keep working on these cocoons, he's gonna go take her now.
Yeah.
You guys unwrap the other ones, and you can each carry one back to town.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
So he and her kind of grab and get out of here.
Tukra might, once he's finished unspooling the cocoons, he might revert back to his Goliath form, just because He's pretty sure if his charge was to wake up being carried by a giant spider, that might invoke more panic than comfort.
Legitimate, perfectly legitimate.
So he will, once they've actually gotten out of the dome, he will revert to Goliath form.
Well, you haven't unraveled these other guys yet.
Yeah.
We just finished unraveling that one girl. So you're still a spider at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, so Jorel has the girl. They are here by the entrance. They're on their way out. And
Nice.
you start seeing cracks appearing in the dome.
Oh no.
They're
Oh no.
It's kind of spider webbing up, kind of from the bottom, slowly growing, not natural in any way. Little tiny hairline cracks going up, and then bigger cracks going up,
Oh,
and
God.
bigger cracks going up.
I think that if he's actually able to see that with his dark sight or his dark vision,
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think Tukra would probably just grab the cocoon and start getting out of there.
You're gonna try and like pick up the cocoon from the
As a spider,
from the ground
he's
and
gonna.
walls.
It's like the giant spiders in the Hobbit. You know, they bound up the doors and then just carried them on their backs while they were in the cocoons. Or in
Okay.
the,
Make a strength check. See if you
All right.
can unbind it from the ground.
really glad I'm a spider because Tukra's strength, despite being Goliath, is not great. But actually, I think spiders only have a +1. Spider.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is making me so happy.
Giant spider.
It's a wonderful turn of events.
Giant spider has a +2 to strength. An 18.
All right, yeah, you manage to kind of tear up the cocoon and heave it up and hold it with two of your appendages, like lasso it onto yourself really quickly, sort of. And you will be able to move pretty much freely. You'll lose 5 feet of movement speed to
Okay.
make sure you don't drop it.
Right.
But if you're willing to risk dropping it, you can move at full speed and even dash and stuff like that.
Now I'll just move as fast as I can without endangering the cocoon. But I'm hoping that that's enough of an indicator to Wayne to grab his and get moving.
Yes, I will.
All right, so Wayne, I need you to make a strength check as well.
Uh-oh.
This is going
See
to go
if
very
you
well.
can carry a
Be like-
cocoon.
I'm going to be like, I can't get it out.
It's too heavy.
Let's see. Just click the big strength button.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh!
Get a 0.
We rolled a 2.
God.
Oh, man.
Oh, you don't even try to pick it up. You look at it and you're like, I can't
just-
do that. You kidding me?
That shit.
Oh, man. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll have to just wait.
Wait for the
Wait
giant.
on it.
Wait for the
For you guys
dome
to come
to.
back.
All right,
Wait
so
for the dome to crack.
Spider-Man, you gonna stick
Oh,
around to
God.
see what's happening?
No, you know what? Tukra is going to, upon seeing Wayne, well, apparently not committing to it. He's actually
Not even trying.
Yeah.
he's going to actually take his cocoon and just push it to Wayne and just indicate run because Wayne can actually move fast.
Oh, God.
Wayne just like puts up his arm and it's like instead of making a muscle, it's like a negative muscle.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
Fine, then
That's
God.
3 times bigger than I am.
Then Tucker's getting out of there. Well, okay. Shoot. Tucker's going to move. I guess Tucker's going to try and move for the exit.
All right, Tucker's going for the exit.
Well, so what? We're leaving this.
What's Wayne doing?
2 is better than 1 unless you want to try again for the strength save. Or for the strength check.
What? I can't try too many times though, can I?
You
Or every time I try, it's like another turn. Right?
Every time you try will be more time for this thing to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's in there, even though I kind of do. But, gosh, we can't just leave one.
No, but we need to at least get the one that we've got torn up to safety.
Can we bring the torn up one out first?
We can try, but
Yes,
we're going to have
That's a
to...
lot
you
of
guys
turns, right?
can be moving.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things you can do during turns is you can take the dash action, which lets you move up to your speed again.
Should I be rolling? Is my web recharged or should I have been rolling for a recharge?
We'll call it recharged.
Okay.
It'll be usable by the time you have a fight.
Okay.
Now, because Tukra is carrying this big cocoon, if he dashes, he'll have to basically make like a dexterity check to make sure it stays on him.
Mm-hmm.
But like you guys could work together. You could try and come up with some way to keep it on him to make it stay stable. Like you've got all that rope. Maybe you could hop on his back and tie it down.
Tie it down?
Make like use some kind of crazy sailor knots and make like a little like baby be safe pouch on the back there.
Let's do that.
All right.
Let's tie it back on.
So since you're a sailor, you are able to like make these knots and tie it up super quick. Give me a sleight of hand check to see how well you do.
Not great.
All right. You're not super proud of it. You're like, this is a slapdash little thing. But you can tell Tucker, like, this, it'll stay on. You can move. You can run.
All right.
Like,
so
we can run.
Then Tucker's going to dash, like his life depends on it, because it probably does.
All right. So that baby stays right on you. You are able to dash. You can also be on top of him because he is a large creature. And giant Spider-Man runs out of there as fast as he can.
If only we had fan artists, because I would just love the image of a Kenku just pointing as a giant spider just scuttling along.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're like a sailor too, although this is a little more piratey.
I'm sailing a spider.
I kind of see you like standing in the Captain Morgan stance,
Yeah.
one foot up on the cocoon, pointing forwards.
I see that also. It's like our chest, the chest we just found.
This is our booty. This is our treasure.
Yes.
It's possibly a person.
Yes.
So you guys have gotten 2 of these out. What do you want to do? You hear collapsing bits of dome behind you.
Oh, Tucker's just
crashing to the ground.
Tucker's dashing back in if he can.
And what are you doing with the
going
dome?
back in?
Or what are you doing with the cocoon? It's tied on your back now.
Well, he was hoping that it would get.
Well, a knot isn't too great of a knot, so
yeah, like you
rip it
can
off.
totally just pop it right off.
Yeah, I'm popping it off.
All right. Where are you putting it?
Are
Are you gonna put it like in a tree? Are you gonna try and get far away from the big domed area?
Yeah, I'm trying to obscure it from sight.
Okay. So make a stealth check for me to see where you hide it.
Stealth +7, baby. I love it.
And I'm gonna give you advantage because it makes perfect sense that a spider would be hiding a big webby cocoon like this somewhere. I bet spiders have practice at it.
Yeah. I will take that 17 +7 for a 24.
All right. It is hidden so well, not even Jorel knows where it is.
All right.
It's up in between these 2 trees.
Oh, wow.
And now you kind of dash back. You've got a Kenku on your back hanging out with you. Jorel calls out, "We should go." It's saying, like, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
I say we
and
leave.
he is moving. He's leaving.
Well, I'm going to try and get that. See what I can do to get that cocoon undone.
Leave it.
The Kenku's telling you to leave it. Jorel's telling you to leave it. There's such a thing as acceptable losses.
Fine then. Tucker's gonna.
But it's up to Tucker. He's the giant spider.
It's up to you.
What would Tukra do here? He's not Kale. He's not going to charge in recklessly like I can deal with whatever this monster is. It's not like we had trouble dealing with the shell of something.
Tukra is going to. He's going to use his web to try, or he's going to try and spool his web up on the ceiling of the obsidian dome.
Okay. Let me see. How high is the ceiling? It's about tree height, so it's like 20, I'm going to say 25 feet up is the top.
Range on web is 30.
Okay. So you've got some web up on the ceiling.
And he's going to actually spider climb up and hide in the web, or he's going to stay on the web.
He's going to hang out up on the ceiling in the web. Okay.
Sort of in the little crevice that the separation between the ceiling and the web makes.
Okay, so you've got kind of like a hidden area.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, since Jorel is not here, This is a non-illuminated area, so it's back to being dark.
Well, I still have dark vision, thank goodness.
Our Kenku friend, however, does not have dark vision.
Well, the Kenku friend...
I will allow him to, if he wants, jump off of your back. You can like hop off and not ride up to the ceiling with him.
Uh-huh.
So what are you thinking?
I want to hop off.
All right. Well, I hope that he at least goes and gets the chrysalis that I hid up in the tree.
What do you want to do?
So, yeah, I'm gonna go for the one in the tree.
Okay.
I don't have to like unbind it, right? It's just sitting there now.
It is. Yeah, it's like it's kind of stuck up there, but as long as there's nothing
holding it down,
scary and stopping you from doing something, you have as much time as you want, as you need to take to get it.
So, yeah. So what? So I can just pick it up?
Yeah, you can pick it up. But speaking of that, Chris, I need you to roll a d4 for me.
Okay. 4.
Alright, so we've got 4 hours to see what happens here.
Okay.
4 hours for what?
Something fun will happen with that cocoon in 4 hours.
Oh my goodness.
I think I got lucky.
Yes, you got very lucky.
Alright, well, as lucky as I can be in this situation.
So that's how that's going. So now we've got Tukra, one last cocoon, and the completely broken remnants of that big dome there.
Alright. Tukra's going to be looking at... He's hoping to catch whether or not there's any stirring underneath.
Oh, there's stirring. There is hissing and stirring. You're keeping an eye out, you're watching to see what happens. Mm-hmm. So now is when we finally actually unveil. Whee! So you are up in the ceiling here, and you see this gigantic yellow and gold kind of banded snake slithering up out of this big pit.
Wait, you went back?
He went back. He's in the dome, hidden up on the ceiling.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that's good enough hiding that he won't be able to tell you're there, and it's far enough away. So the snake kind of lifts itself up. It's so huge. It's as big as Tukra is. Like if it were sitting all big and coiled, it would be 10 feet across then. Oh. If it's slithering around, it's like 20 feet long and probably 10 feet wide. It climbs up and moves to check out the cocoons. Its tongue kind of flicks out in confusion, and it turns its head looking around for something, and it does not seem to find anything. It's looking in the area where that
the Fey moth?
The Fey moth was hiding, or was laying there. And it kind of raises up and spreads out its sort of cobra-like hood and hisses in what sounds to be displeasure.
Oh gosh.
Then it turns and looks and sees the missing cocoons and begins to turn and move towards the exit.
Okay.
Its tongue is doing that flicking out thing that snakes do, where it's sort of sensing the air, smelling things with its tongue.
Right. Wayne, I'm really hoping that you've gotten the cocoon and been running.
I've got it.
Would you like to be running away? You have had some time to be running. You could probably get a decent distance away before it gets outside. Yes.
Oh, I'm getting the hell out of there.
All right, so Wayne is getting out of there.
I'm guessing by now he would have been
40. You're a monk, and you're a sailor. You're used to carrying things. You don't need to make any check to move with it.
Okay.
You are going after. You're out of there. You've got a cocoon with you.
Yes.
So you've saved the one girl, you saved the second cocoon, and you have escaped. Now the spider is following the trail. Right? Or not the spider. The snake is kind of casually moving and looking and stretching out.
It's a pretty sick-looking snake.
It almost seems like it's testing its powers.
Can Tucker do a perception check or a investigation check to see if he recognizes what kind of snake this is?
Absolutely.
All right. Investigation is at a 0.
Give me either investigation or nature to see whichever one is higher.
My intelligence is at a 0, so
I forgot, yeah, you don't know anything about nature despite being a druid.
I'm wise, but I'm not smart. 13.
So, back in that underground sort of
Oh, the underground
the Hag's
temple.
Lair temple.
Oh, the Hag's Lair. Oh, yeah.
You remember how
The sacred shrine.
was Tukra? No, Tukra had heard the story about the. No, he was there actually.
Yeah, for the
big
second half.
bone sort of snake monster that they had found.
Oh, yeah, he helped fight that.
So this looks similar in size and stature to that creature, but where that was simply bone and
Venom.
and those gemmed, scary eyes.
Mm-hmm.
This is fully fleshed, and it looks strong and new and newly born. And there's also something off-putting about it. When you were in the Feywild and you were in that kind of disturbing Fey world, you got the same sort of feeling from all the objects there. Everything seemed similar to the plants and the life that you would see on our plane, but there's something just off. There's something different about it. The bone creature did not have the sense of being off or different. This creature does.
So this thing's got a little extra fairy mojo to it.
It's of a kind to that creature, which was, I believe I told you it was a naga.
Right.
But there's something extra to it.
Okay.
So, okay.
I'm waiting for it to keep tracking its prey, and then as soon as enough time has passed, Tucker is going to try and climb down the wall and dismantle the cocoon. Or sorry, not dismantle, but just
unlock the cocoon.
Yeah, get it removed from the wall or the floor, or whatever is holding it down.
All right.
But he is allowing for enough time to pass where.
All right. So the naga is kind of it goes out to the edge of this area, and then it sort of coils around itself for a moment, and it lifts its head up, starts to shake its kind of rattled tail, and begins hissing some words that you recognize as a Sylvan, the language that the Fey creatures speak.
Really?
And it casts a spell. It summons out of the ground these kind of snakes, these sort of serpentine shapes arise and twist out of the mud and the muck, with little bits of that kind of same shadow sap substance seeping out from underneath from the shadow of the naga, twisting into the mud and giving it life. And he summons a small, 3 or 4 little clusters of sort of these snake-like mud creatures.
Whoa.
And hisses out, find my brood to them.
Find my what?
My brood.
Oh, no.
My, children. And they sort of twist out all in separate directions, going along out into the forest.
It's not good at all.
The naga then walks out of, slithers out of your sight range, like he goes around the side, and then you hear a tremendous creaking, cracking groan, almost like a tree falling over during a storm. And you hear a dragging noise, and it drags back a tree to put in that big kind of pit in the middle. And
a tree?
It goes back, and it multiple times brings more and more wood and things to put in this nest area.
Okay.
And you see it start to collect a few other big clumps of mud, and it starts to wrap up other things. And it goes towards the cocoon, and it sort of picks it up, and it brings it with it starts bringing it with it into the pit, now filled over with all sorts of stuff. Would you like to do anything to try and stop it, to try and grab the cocoon, interfere with it?
He was hoping that if it's looking to nest in, he knows it's too late. There's nothing he can do, unfortunately. So Tukra is instead going to try, and once if the Naga is settling in, or the Fey serpent is settling in, once it stops moving and once it's actually settled in its new nest,
okay,
he is going to try, and unfortunately, well, I can deduce that there's going to be some bad stuff with those other people, but I don't know if Tukra would be able to realize that no, those people were actually beyond saving already, which is unfortunate.
You'll have to find out. We've got some time. We've got some time to see what happens.
Tukra is going to use all of his spider stealth to try and sneak his way just along the walls and crawl his way out of the obsidian dome.
Okay. So this will be easier or harder depending on when you want to do this. Do you want to do it while the Naga is going out to get the trees and things?
Yeah, when he realizes that there's no way for after it goes to collect the first tree and goes in and goes back out, he realizes it's going to be doing this a lot. It's not planning. It's bunkering down.
Okay.
He would recognize enough about animal behavior to know that it's building a nest. It's not planning to leave. Mm-hmm. Or should I roll for that? Or
that would be a very logical thing for Tukra to believe here.
Okay.
His knowledge of animals tells him that's what it would be. His knowledge of creatures like this says they aren't necessarily animals. Mm. They might not. They have intelligence. Clearly, it cast a spell. It has some level of sentience.
Right.
That is beyond what animals normally have. So you're not sure exactly what it's doing, but it's doing nest-like behavior.
Okay. So when it goes out to collect another tree after the first, once he realizes that it's building a nest, as soon as it leaves, that's when he's going to try and make his escape.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth for me.
All right. That's a 13. Or no, sorry, that's a 12.
It notices you.
Oh, no.
So let's do it like this. So this guy is still in here. If you're doing this after the first one, or second one, rather. So that guy is over there, and you are trying to sneak out. Say like you're going like that-ish, kind of down the wall. Mm-hmm. As you come out of the dome, you notice the Naga it's wrapped around a tree. It's sort of going up it, putting as much of its weight up at top as it can, forcing the tree to fall over and crack and fell itself. It stops spiraling. It freezes the moment you're climbing down to the ground and step out, and it turns and looks directly at you.
Oh no!
Oh, Tukra is going to dash.
Just running away as fast as you can.
Running, but he's going to try and run. Okay, which way did they come to get to the Obsidian Dome?
They were heading, west-northwest of town. So, and the exit is south-facing on the dome. He's over further to the west of the dome, so town is off to the east and to the south a little bit.
Tucker's going to run straight south if his Outlander abilities can allow for him to really just know that he is facing.
So he's going to somewhat obfuscate that town is this direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because he heard it say, "Find my brood." He knows that's searching, and he doesn't want to give it the most direct path to find home.
Okay. So you head off south as fast as you can. What is your speed?
It's 30, I believe. Spider's speed is 30.
Okay.
So I guess that would be 60.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm just taking the dash action over and over again. Maybe I should have gone for... let's see, Giant Spider. Speed, yes. Regular speed of 30, climb speed of 30.
Okay. So you are able to kind of head off, go to the south as quickly as you can. Make a perception check to see if you notice whether or not it is following you.
I am trained in perception at a +6.
All right, let me see.
Orange die, I'm sorry, you need to take a break. Come on, green die.
Come on, green die.
That's a 6. That's an 8 + 6 for 14.
All right. It doesn't seem to be following you.
Well, that doesn't. He's skedaddling.
All right, so Tukra is off. He's going as far away as we can. We had to leave one of our cocoony friends behind.
It was a valiant effort, though.
So
I wish it had gone better, but you work
so
with the knowledge you
after
have.
after long enough that your beast form wears off.
Yeah, so 2
would
hours.
you head back to town, or would you keep going in a different direction?
Oh no! Once I'm taking. It's like if the northwest was the hypotenuse, I'd be taking the height and the width length on a triangle.
You're just doing like a triangle to get over.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was about like half a day or so to get here in your hurried pace.
So by the time that I got down to the base of my little triangle,
you probably would wear out of your
my beast
but
form.
you still have similar speed, so you can make it back. So
Tuck was just rushing.
So that's half a day.
Because he knows that something's up with those two. So he's got to make sure that Jorel Jorel knows.
Mm-hmm. Well, it will actually take you longer because you're not taking the direct route.
Yeah.
So you'll get there. You'll get back to town or back to Jorel's house. Probably early morning the next day.
Okay.
So
by that time, I'm guessing whatever happened.
Unfortunately, whatever has happened is happening on the way back.
Oh.
So, Wayne, since you and Jorel both basically booked it at pretty much the same time,
yep.
you're both pretty close together. Okay. He's a little bit slower than you since you're a monk and and you're both carrying people. So you're back in that same sort of area where we'd fought those spiders.
Uh-huh.
Let me draw everybody here. Love that function. And you begin to hear a strange noise. There's a rustling movement inside of your cocoon. You can feel something like scraping around.
Okay.
And it feels vaguely humanoid, but there are non-human hisses and sort of like weird human-like moans coming.
Did these things get turned into Yuan Ti?
We'll find out if he continues to carry this moving sack of something or other. Okay.
I do continue.
All right. So, do you want to call out to Jorel? Do you want to try to rush to catch up to him? Slow down to stay further away from him?
I'll catch up.
Okay. Are you going to say anything to him? Like tell him something's up?
I saw Tukra go back in, and I think he made it out. I have this cocoon. It's making noises, and I'm saying, you know what? I'm down. I want to keep carrying it and see what the hell's inside.
All right. So, kind of the movement of the sack keeps twisting and moving, and it's getting rougher, and you can start to feel kind of claws and things pressing against it, trying to push through. And let me make a check here. As you are running and hurrying, tears begin to appear at kind of like the front, sort of above your head and near. I'm imagining you're carrying it with both your arms, and it's sort of right in front of you. You can see claws start to rip through the webbing, and then big sort of jagged fangs crunch up and pierce and start to pull it apart. And there's this disgusting sort of reptilian scaled face, with a face that appears with long jagged fangs poking up and down, and a sort of long serpentine tongue flicks out and flicks towards you, tasting fresh air for the first time.
All right.
What do you want to do with this?
Is it like attacking me at all, or?
It is
It's
currently
being bored.
just kind of forcing its way out. But it is utterly non-human, and it's kind of viciously attacking to force its way out of this egg.
Well, it's not a teenage girl.
It is not a teenage girl. That is
And
100%
we
true.
got it from a spider's nest, so it's probably not too nice.
I would say these are all valid observations.
Yeah, so I think you just kind of want to throw it.
Unceremoniously,
Like,
just drop it
Just
to the
like
ground.
far away.
toss it as far as you can.
And
All
kind
right.
of scream like, ah! And then throw it.
All right, go ahead and make a. Actually,
Let's
I'm
see how
just
far I
gonna.
can throw it away, because I don't like it.
Make a strength. Or actually, what is your strength modifier? -2 or something?
Sucks, yeah.
Let me look at that baby.
I'll make a strength throw, though.
All right, so a 7.
I guess you could argue that's in athletics.
Roll
Athletics,
me.
maybe? No, you should
Yeah,
strength.
give me-
That's
give me-
not really like...
Give me an athletics check, and that will tell me
Alright.
how big a die we're going to use to see how far you can throw it.
Alright. Oops.
All
Oh,
right.
jeez.
You managed to. So
You just drop it.
you managed to throw it 1 foot away.
Oh, no.
You're like, heave!
I'm not being very helpful.
Oh, more helpful than me. I'm not even with the party right now.
The cocoon collapses on the ground and it thrashes its way out and tears itself out and looks around to see what's there. Seeing you and Jorel, it immediately begins to advance towards you, that very far distance it got thrown away.
Uh-huh.
Do you
Yeah.
want to run?
Can I, like, try to kick it away? Like, I want to keep trying...
Yeah, you can
Wanna
you can
kick
try
it away.
to like shove it away. Make another athletics check for me.
Alright, I want to kick it with my foot.
Well, I mean, you can also just attack it.
Alright, that's something. No,
Alright.
I'll try to kick it first.
You manage to kick it. You can push it
Alright.
up to 10 feet away. Or you can
Okay.
push it so it falls down on the ground. Either your choice.
I'll kick it away.
Alright. Well, it doesn't get longer. So it's over there now. It's got been pushed far away. Do you want to run away? Do you want to attack
Yeah,
it?
let's just get out of here.
You are fast enough,
yeah.
you can definitely make it away. It's not nearly
Okay,
as
cool.
quick as you. So
Damn, we should have saved the other cocoon.
you and Jorel make it back to town.
What happened to the little girl?
She's still being carried by Jorel.
But
She's
she
fine.
hasn't transformed.
Yeah, nothing's happened to her.
Huh.
She just looks emaciated and not well.
All right. Well,
So you guys
mission partially
Have-
successful, I guess.
made it away. You killed the leftover remains of some kind of Fey monster. You watched as a giant Fey Naga kind of woke up. And
Yeah,
you
is
saved...
that what that thing is called?
It doesn't actually have a real name. I kind of made it up. A Naga
that's
is
cool.
a real thing, but this is a slightly different version of it.
Yeah. I decided to switch over to calling it a Fey serpent.
Mhm.
But Fey Naga works. Fey Naga,
Yeah.
Naga actually rolls off the tongue better.
So you guys can all kind of meet up together back at Jorel's place, and
You guys are just sitting wondering what
next
happened
time
to me.
you're gonna have to figure out what to do because now there's this big monster that kidnapped and transformed at least one person into a reptile snake monster.
Oh my god. That's
Sounds-
awesome.
Sounds like Kale might need to do what he does best and just charge in. Once he gets
might
back.
you might want some friends. There's some things that are gonna happen. This is a unfortunate town.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm down.
But yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I like the results there.
That was sick, guys.
Glad to have
Glad
you.
you
Wayne.
liked it.
I do need to get going. Like, also,
Oh, yeah,
like, clean
yeah.
my room real quick before my
Yeah,
my
yeah.
sister, but yeah, guys, let's we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That
Thanks.
was sick.
Thanks for joining us, Wayne.
Thanks
Of
for
course.
having us, and
And
have a
Wayne,
great
we'll
night.
talk later.
And to all our listeners, thank you all for joining us. We will see you for the next Tavern Tales, which hopefully will happen a bit sooner than this most recent one.
Have a good night, y'all.
See you guys.